Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I recently uploaded a video about the Duggar sisters lawsuit, how a federal judge dismissed this lawsuit. They were just 2 days away from a settlement conference where they would potentially reach some sort of settlement. And if not, it would go to trial. But now it has been dismissed. And from everything that I'm reading, there's a couple of reasons. So in dismissal, the judge said that the girls failed to prove that the cops caused emotional distress by leaking this report. Also, he said that the defendants are entitled to a statutory immunity from being sued. That law enforcement, police officials, they are granted immunity for like human error. But I've been reading comments and I've been reading things all day where there's been people that work in the police department and stuff like that. And they're like, when you release reports, you go through it with a fine-tooth comb. You redact any information that you know should be redacted. That's something that you have to be on top of. There's no room for human error when it comes to releasing reports where minors are involved. So I'm kind of like, you know, they were a very well-known family. Was this information poorly redacted on purpose, or was it human error? But either way, the judge seems to believe it was human error and that they did not prove their case. So therefore, he dismissed this case with prejudice, meaning it cannot be filed again. Now, I just put up a video about that, and now we're going to go over Jill and Derick's response to the news that their case has been dismissed. Now, one thing that I do want to say before I even get started into this, I've been reading about this, you know, all morning about this case being dismissed. I've been reading people's comments, and, you know, people are saying that they should be suing their parents, that their parents failed them. I agree with that. I agree the parents failed them by not protecting them properly. I agree they could have even, you know, filed a lawsuit against their parents for not handling the situation properly. But I also feel like they had every right to file a lawsuit against the police department and anyone that was responsible for leaking this information, and maybe even against the tabloid, which the tabloid was a part of this as well. Someone with In Touch Weekly also was a part of this lawsuit, but was released from this lawsuit like last year. So I absolutely agree that the person that requested this information and the person that put this information out and didn't redact it themselves and didn't take out any identifying information themselves, I think that person is responsible, and whoever had anything to do with this information coming out without it being redacted properly. That is just my opinion. You know, we don't have to say that it's one person's fault, that one person is responsible. These 4 girls, they are victims. They, you know, have this terrible situation where they were essayed by their brother. And years later, when maybe they've dealt with that, or maybe they've buried it really deep and they're moving on with their lives, is brought out to the public. And this isn't just, oh, your extended family found out about what went down in your house, but it's the whole world knows because you are a famous family. So now, you know, you go to the grocery store and you got people looking at you. You're wondering, do they know what happened to me? This is on such a larger scale of just, you know, it's never okay, though. It's never okay for a victim to be outed as a victim. It should be up to them when they want to talk about it, if they ever want to talk about it, and they were not given that. So, yes, blame Michelle and Jim Bob if you want. But when it comes to this, this is on the department. This is on In Touch Weekly. So, let's go ahead and let's read Jill and Derick's response. So, as you guys know, they have a family blog. It's Dillard Family. If you go to www.dillardfamily.com, you can read their blogs that they put up. So this one was put up yesterday. It says the ruling on our case and what it means going forward. While we appreciate the work the court has put into our case and we highly respect the judge, we are disappointed with the ruling that the city and county's statutory immunity protects them from our claims. It is unfortunate that bad actors under the guise of public service are given a license to intentionally inflict pain without regard for innocent victims. Immunity exists to public servants in the event of human error. It is not to be used as an excuse to cause intentional harm. I agree. Kathy O'Kelly abused her authority by illegally releasing police reports. This blatant disregard for the law only underscores the need for tougher accountability of our government officials in many regions of the country. The level of immunity allowed in many jurisdictions is unsettling, and it is scary what evil is allowed to go unchecked simply because of a position someone holds and the statutory immunity they can claim. I agree. Public service should not be a haven for individuals seeking to fulfill their own personal vendetta. Civil servants should not be allowed to weaponize their authority by disregarding the rule of law only before claiming immunity. It is imperative that everyone in public service be vetted for their integrity and commitment to the people they serve. We appreciate the hard work the court has put into our case and feel vindicated by the fact that the judge recognized that the law was clear that the records should have never been released. As the court so potently put it, if the question is whether the defendants were ignorant of the law or grossly negligent in its application, the answer is absolutely. The judge made it crystal clear that the reports were illegally released. This should have never happened, and we hope this never happens again to anyone. It is what compelled Derick to change careers and pursue law school in the first place, and we will continue to fight for victims' rights. In the pursuit of justice, the impact on victims, especially child sex victims, should not be an afterthought, and they should not be relegated to collateral damage. Victims need to be supported and protected, not hung out to dry because the end justify the means. They have been blamed, shamed, and bullied into silence for too long. So why are we surprised that perpetrators continue to be emboldened while victims are punished for their voice? This needs to change, and only then can victims become survivors. That is such a well-written statement, and so much is in this short statement that means so much. Like, it was right to the point. I agree with everything that they said. And yes, oftentimes the victim is the afterthought. You know, like he said, the judge did say the report should have never been released. But still, well, however, should have never been released, but the people that released it, they are allowed immunity. And you guys still didn't even prove that it caused you any mental distress. Like, what? Of course it did. Of course, being outed as a victim from your own brother when you are a famous family, absolutely. How could it not? So I'm shocked that the judge dismissed this, even more so with prejudice. What do you guys think? You know, and like I said in the beginning of my video, yes, while their parents can be blamed for maybe not protecting them properly, them being outed as victims, that is on the department for not redacting the report properly, and that's on In Touch for running the story. That's not on their parents. Their parents, you can hold their parents responsible for many things. But when it comes to them being outed as victims and their story being told without any regard for their feelings on this, that is the officials that released the report and the media, In Touch. You guys leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you guys think about the judge dismissing this? Also, what do you guys think about Jill and Derick's statement? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, please do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button somewhere. I think it's over this way. And make sure you also give this video a huge thumbs up. Go ahead and do it right now. Thumbs up. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, everyone.